And welcome everyone. Today I'm gonna talk about the opening, which I believe is the best for beginning players. The opening I'm talking about is the Scandinavian defense, and I believe it is really good for beginner players because it is really easy to play and it does get you chances. It is not one of those opening which it is good to play at beginner level, but then it's not so good from an objective point of view. But this is not true about the Scandinavian. But before we get into the video, please like and subscribe, and also follow me on Twitch, where I am on my road to become a GM. And having said that, let's get into the video. So, the Scandinavian defense arises after white plays e4. Now, we're gonna look at this from black's perspective, and we respond with move d5. The idea of this move is to immediately fight for the center with a pawn, and after white takes, because the taking is the only move white has, we get easy development with the bishop. Then after we take this pawn, we can develop the knight, we can move our queen, and then we're gonna castle queenside. This is the plan. So before we start talking about the main moves, also before I forget, I left all the moves in the description, so you can copy paste it into an engine, and you can make your own analysis. But having said that, before we see the main moves after white takes this pawn, I gotta warn you that there is this move d4 that transposes to a black Mardimer gambit, which usually you get after d4, d5, e4. And this is not really something you need to worry about. You can just take, and then if white tries to do something like this, you can take, white can take, and then you develop. So no need to worry about that. I'm not gonna be talking about the Black Demon Gambit. So let's talk about this. Now, the standard move is queen takes d5, but I don't want to talk about this. This is, of course, a very good move, and after white plays knight c3, you can move your queen either to a5 or d8. But the move I like here is knight f6. Is knight f6. So after knight f6, there are 3 or 4 moves white can play. First of all, there is d4, there is c4 defending the pawn, there is bishop g5 check, and there is knight c3 also defending the pawn. So this might seem a pawn blunder, but white cannot really hang on to this pawn. We can just take back, and if white tries to hang on to the pawn with c4, then there are some weaknesses on the d file. So let's look at knight c3 first. After knight c3, you can take this. There is no worry about this. You can take, and after you take, white can play 2 moves. White can take back, or white can play bishop c4. The better move is bishop c4, and I'm gonna look at knight takes d4 first. And after white takes on d5, we take back with the queen. And now there are 3 moves here for white. There is d4, there is knight f3, and there is queen f3. The natural looking move, of course, is d4, and we're gonna start with that. Now, the queen is in the center, but this is not a problem because white doesn't have knight c3, and he cannot kick our queen. So the queen on d5 is not a problem for us. After white plays d4, white has to play this to fight for the center. Otherwise, we just have an advantage. We can play knight c6, putting pressure on the pawn, and the white, of course, will defend it with the knight. And now we pin the knight. white can break this and we can castle on. So this is what you will do in this position. You try to develop the bishop, develop the knight. You have already your queen out, and you're gonna castle. You're gonna castle queen side, and you're gonna have a fun game because you have development advantage, and you can start your own attack by playing h5, g5, and so on. And this is one of the moves. If white doesn't play d4, instead plays Nf3, as you did before, as we did before, you can play bishop g4, and after white breaks the pin, it's kind of the same thing, but white hasn't played the move d4. And the same goes if white, instead of playing knight f3, plays queen f3. If white plays this move, you're gonna move your queen and attack this pawn, after which white will push it, and you're gonna play e5. And you're gonna be slightly better, I would argue, because you have center space, you're gonna develop, and this time you're gonna castle king side because you have not developed the queen side. So this was if white, after this played knight c3. The other move, if white wants to hang on to the pawn, is c4. But this actually transposes to the pawn of attack. You see, the pawn of attack happens when you play the Caro-Kann, when you play this opening, and in the exchange variation, there is c4, and you play knight f6, and you play this, etc., etc. Well, this position can happen in this move order, right? And now here white can take, but then you see we have two pieces developed, and white has none. So it is better for us. So most player will play d4 here, and after we take, this is a pawn of attack after, for example, knight c3. And in this position, you're gonna play e6, bishop e7, e6. Let's say white plays knight f3, bishop e7, and short castle. So hanging on to the pawn in this position with either knight f3 or c4 doesn't actually guarantee you the pawn. But let's see if white plays d4, which I believe is the most challenging move. If white plays d4, then you're gonna play bishop g4. This is the Portuguese gambit, which I really like. And here white has three moves. It can block with the pawn with f3. It can block with the knight, and it can block with the bishop. Let's see if white blocks with bishop. If white blocks with bishop, you're gonna take. It's gonna take, and now you're gonna take with the queen. And I believe black has more activity. White has more central control, but you have already one piece developed. Your queen is out. It cannot be booted out because otherwise you just go back, and the knight on c3 is just misplaced. So let's see if white plays this. White has to play this, otherwise this is just hanging. So this, and after white plays knight f3, you're gonna play as always this, bishop e7, and castle. So if white, on the other hand, tries to block with the pawn, you just go back to f5. And if bishop b5 check, you block with the knight. There is not really a problem. c4 to hang on to the pawn, that's not a problem. You play e6, striding in the center, and if white ever takes it, you're gonna take with a bishop. For example, d takes e6, bishop takes e6, d5 is not really a huge problem. You just go back, and here white is a pawn up, but these pawns are really weak. You have monster activity. This pawn is misplaced. There are weaknesses around the king, so there is just enough compensation for the pawn. If white blocks with the knight, then you're gonna take on d5. Let's see, white breaks the pin. You're gonna play knight c6, break this. c4, you go to h5, you can reroute, you can go to d8. It is just you choose where to put your queen. So I believe h5 is a good square for the queen. And now you're gonna castle. You see, you're gonna castle queenside, have a lot of pressure in the center. So this was if white played c4. But there is just another move that I want to show you, and that move is after knight f6, there is bishop g5 check. After bishop g5 check, b5, I'm sorry, b5 check, you don't need to worry. You just block with the bishop, and now white, I'm sorry, can retreat either to e2 or c4. And let's say he retreats to e2, we can play c6, we can break it in the center, and yes, white has a pawn up, but as always, you have a lot of activity. You're gonna play e5, you're gonna play bishop c5, and you're gonna castle, and you're gonna be with a lot of that of activity. And yeah, this is just an overview of the Scandinavian defense. I hope you liked it, and yeah, you can make your own analysis and try this in your games, either blitz games, rapid games, and I believe it's gonna get you a lot of points. And as always, in these opening games, I wanna play a blitz game on chess.com, and I'm gonna use this opening to see how it goes. Let's see. Right, our opponent plays e4, and we go for the Scandinavian. He takes, and he takes, so we play knight f6, as we said. He plays knight c3, so he tries to hang on to the pawn. We take it. Uh, it's not a problem. So if he plays d4 here, I think I'm just gonna, yeah, he takes, and knight f3. So knight f3 we can pin, play knight c6, and a long castle. All right, we long castle. We can play e5 at all moments. In fact, I believe I'm gonna play it now. Like d5 takes. So we are out of the opening stage. I can play 5 right now. So takes. Then I gotta exchange bishops, which I don't like. But anyway, if yeah, it takes. I gotta exchange everything. I can take this. Uh, all right. If I take here, yeah, let's go for this. Let's go for this. Let's take here. Now, this is without increment, so I gotta, yeah, he takes. Can I take with check? No, I cannot, because otherwise he takes it. So if he takes, I gotta take, and then take with check. This was my idea. And if he doesn't take, I will damage his structure. So that is the whole point. I will try to damage his structure. Yeah, exactly. So we take it. All right. Now, bishop f6 looks mildly good. Hold on. If he takes on a7, it's too late. Alright, he wants to exchange everything, which I don't appreciate. Alright, if we go to an endgame, I am better, right? Because he has damaged pawns, so maybe I should get to an endgame. Alright, he defends this. Can I play this? Is this too? Alright, I gotta speed up. Yeah, I'm just making threats, but I will try. I will have to. All right, what is this? We get. Should I get this? And I believe position is better for me, but I gotta find a way to actually win this. All right, he's thinking now. I believe, yeah, because he cannot defend with the rook. Otherwise, I just take. All right, let's take it. Let's go here. Maybe c6. All right, he wants to trade. All right, c6. Go here. f6. We go here. Maybe I should have played rook e5. Yeah, rook e5 was definitely better. All right, f6, rook e5. Trying to. Oh, this is of course losing for him. What is he doing? Uh, because yeah, this is just losing for. Oh my God! This was not good. This was not good. Yeah, I should have played h6. Yeah, h6 was a really terrible move. Yeah, I gotta get better at like yeah. If I takes this, he goes here and he takes my pawns. But yeah, I can go here. I go here, at least this. Let's go here. Yeah, gotta take it. Yeah, I believe he found a way to draw. Let's go here. Yeah, h6 was absolutely. Let's try to go for this. Maybe I'm losing this actually. Oh, this is check. Oh my God. Hold on. Let's go here. Let's spin the pawn. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go here. Shit. Fuck. I can't believe. I have low time. I lost because I have no time. I lost because I have no time. Yeah, this was waiting for me, but I had no time. Yeah, and but the position I got from the opening was actually good, so I'm happy. Yeah, like this was all good. Uh, yeah, computer. What does the computer says? Yeah, computer wanted me to develop the knight first, then bishop f5. Yeah, but I played well. In the end, I was just winning. Yeah, this was all winning. This was winning. Yeah, and here I blundered. What should I have done? Yeah, wait, I'm sorry. Here g6. Of course, of course. Yeah, yeah. I panicked in low time, but yeah. I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, like and subscribe, and I see you on Twitch. Bye.